Hello ladies and gentlemen, Panzer here, and today we're going to talk about YouTube. Yeah. So, I've been seeing a lot of talk about YouTube's supposed changes to its policies and how it's supposedly censoring people, and I want to make a couple of things clear to everyone, so think of this more as a sort of PSA video. Now, if you're not aware of the situation, basically a lot of YouTube channels have been receiving notifications from YouTube where it simply states that their video has been demonetized because it does not fit within YouTube's advertiser-friendly guidelines. This means that the video cannot be monetized unless it has been manually reviewed and approved. The policy in question, the advertiser-friendly guidelines, states that certain types of content cannot be monetized. This includes content that is sexually suggestive or contains nudity, violence, gore, inappropriate language, including harassment, promotion of drugs, or sensitive or controversial subjects. And after hearing that, you might be thinking exactly what a lot of people are thinking and also reporting. Oh no, YouTube's turned into a nanny machine. It's going to stop creators from making nearly any type of content. It's going to censor channels, especially those reporting the news. And that's what a lot of channels and news sites are reporting. Except that it's all bullshit. None of that is actually happening, and in fact the policy is not very far different from another of YouTube's policies, the community guidelines. The guidelines that determines what's allowed on the site to begin with are pretty much the same guidelines that determines what's advertiser friendly. The only major noticeable difference being the line about controversial subjects or sensitive matters. But this policy has in fact been around since 2015. If we go onto a Wayback Machine, we can actually see the earliest archive of this exact page dating back to 11th of March 2015. And believe it or not, the policy is basically identical. Nothing's changed. If anything, the policy has actually been expanded more for clarity and even states in clear terms what is okay and what isn't. But there's one more thing that's key to this policy that seems to have been forgotten. Context is important. It's stated in the first paragraph, no less, that content on YouTube can actually infringe on these guidelines, provided that it's in the right context. You can upload sexually suggestive content, controversial content, or anything else on this list, provided that it is newsworthy or comedic, and the intent is clearly to inform or entertain. It's essentially the difference between just uploading a video of two guys brutally fighting each other in the streets, for example, and doing a news video showing a clip of the fight where you are reporting on the details of the incident instead. This means that news channels are actually protected by this policy, since it is perfectly okay for them to include such content because of what their actual videos are about. So long as the video doesn't actually infringe on the community guidelines or copyright, it's allowed to stay on YouTube and still be monetized. But then what are all these notifications about? Well, as is typically the case with YouTube, automated systems are in place to help enforce these policies, but just as they did with Content ID and the copyright system, they've simply rolled out a new robot to help track possible infringing content. Is it annoying to content creators? Absolutely. But it's not the death of a channel or the end for that video. A video can be manually reviewed, and you now have a direct means of doing so. As soon as the notification pops up, a creator can submit the video for manual review, and provided everything's okay, it should have its monetization privileges reinstated. So that's really it. The sky's not falling, the YouTube party is not over, there's no new policy, and they're definitely not censoring anyone. Does it have problems though? Absolutely. It's clear that YouTube's new robot definitely needs some tweaking, but it's definitely not the end of the world as we know it. It's simply a case of an AI that's being far too sensitive and picking up things that we can't even tell what it's picking up sometimes, but really it just needs dialing back a little bit. But let me know what you guys think. Are the reports wrong? Is this all just an overreaction? Or do you also believe that YouTube is actually coming to an end? Let me know down in the comments below, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Also, feel free to share this video around the next time you see people shouting about YouTube censoring anyone with this policy, because the better informed we all are, the better we'll actually be for it. My name is Panzer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.